Good afternoon, everyone. This is Christian with PerfectStockAlert.com, a 100% free service for smart investors and traders. All we ask in return, please refer a friend. Today is Thursday. It's May 17th, 2012. We'll be looking at gold and silver today. I have updated the charts for the DAX as well as the MIB for Germany and Italy's markets on the website, issuing a couple of different alerts there that you could use. You can check them out on the website. But today I want to be looking at gold and silver. A lot of people are talking about this. You're going to see a lot of headlines out there. I've already seen one talking about whether or not this is a buying opportunity or a dead cat bounce. So let me show you what we're looking at here. This is the gold chart, and the main thing with this chart that you got to notice right off the bat, the very first question you've got to ask yourself is which direction is she trending in? And right now that direction is clearly a down. So with the downtrending market, any move to the upside is only a counter trend bounce. That's the only thing that you can possibly have at that time. When that would be either a dead cat bounce or a reversal. But in order for it to be a reversal, you'd have to see take out this high. You'd have to see a rally come up here, take out that high, and get a pullback at some point, and then at that pullback gave you a series of higher lows. You would have a series of higher highs as well. Then you'd be in an uptrend and reversal, and then you'd be a buyer of that situation because the trend had reversed. But right now you don't have any of that. Right now what you have is a downtrend, clear and simple. When you saw this downtrend, for a long time you've seen this downtrend. Over here, you get a move to the other direction. You start bouncing up for a few days to the upside. A lot of people are getting all bullish about this, saying, hey, this might be something important. And then what happens? We turn around, we come back down. No, we don't take out the previous high point here, lower high following. Nothing impressive here. Same thing happens here where you get a pullback. This one lasts, I forget, 6 or 7 days. And then again, we told you, you're not going to have, only so many days to the downside before you do get a rubber band effect where you bounce in the other direction. And that's what happened. People started getting bullish here. But what happens? Note the high point here doesn't get taken out by the next one. This is still in a downtrend. Then she makes a lower low. Now we're reversing for another day to the upside. People getting all, could this be a bottom opportunity? Could we buy? Stop trying to guess what the market's going to do. Trade what it is doing. That will save you a ton of money and make you a lot richer. The way I would trade this, now, first off, let me clarify. If you are trading this as a counter trend bounce, there's nothing wrong with that. You just have to recognize that it's just a counter trend bounce at this point. What you would be doing is setting your stop right now off of this low point here. You'd be in a buyer today when this stop will continue to advance with each candlestick formation. So you keep moving higher, you keep taking this stop and advancing it, which will eventually push you out of the trade. That's fine, because this is, like I said, just a counter trend bounce. What am I doing with this? I'm not going to take that trade to the long side. I'm just not going to do that. What I would do instead is look at the overall chart and say she's in a downtrend, so where am I going to probably find resistance? Well, the previous support was here. We talked about this before, where you're moving sideways. Then you broke through that. At this point, we could have went short there. We didn't. Just missed opportunity. And now we're bouncing up here. Well, I would expect to start to find resistance at this level. And you're going to find it here at the previous support broken is now going to be acting as resistance. So that's where I would expect to find another short opportunity. That's another reason why I didn't have to take this opportunity, because typically they'll come back and test those previous supports. And when you do that, you find resistance. When you find resistance, you get what's known as a shooting star formation, basically a little sell signal there telling you there's some resistance. And then you can start looking for a short opportunity. It's pretty simple. That's how I would trade that. Looking at silver, we have the same overall conditions and same pattern. Actually, silver is not as far extended as gold is. Their 1 day to the upside was not as dramatic as gold. So if you were trading alongside, betting on a counter trend move here, I would prefer silver versus gold. Again, I'm not going to take this one, but I could see why somebody would do it. You'd be a buyer today with the stop right off this low point here. You could even buy tomorrow, anything within this little range right here. Looking for a move to continue to move higher. I could see that. Again, I'm not going to do it because counter trend trades, A, they're going to have a lower return rate for you. You're not going to make as much as trading with the trend as you would against it. And then B, the reality of counter trend trade is more times than not you're going to get stopped out with no gain. You'll have a small loss. So I would pass on this. However, in this particular case, looking at silver, look at the number of down days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 consecutive days to the downside. An up day does not surprise me. You should have an up day. No market falls straight down. Eventually you will get a counter trend move. However, same conditions apply. We are in an obvious downtrend, high points, low points. You can read it. You're actually just breaking this support line. Has happened recently. We come back up above it and we fell below it again. Here's a short opportunity. Again, we missed it. But this support we now expect to start acting as resistance, and this There are a couple different reasons here. This move to the upside here, if she gets up here to this level, if she can go that high and give us a good quality sell signal, a shooting star formation like this, then I would take it as a short opportunity, and I would keep a tight stop from that direction, trade with the trend rather than against it. Another thing you'll note here, this support line, which is now going to be acting as resistance, is in line with the 50-day moving average, this red line right here. Now, you already know, if you watch any of my videos, you know that when price activity is finding support at the 50-day moving average, where you fall to it and bounce off of it, you're still in a bullish market. It's not until you fall below it and close below it that something's changing, something's altered, the markets are no longer bullish, you need to get cautious, you need to be changing your strategy, that kind of thing. And then you'll notice once she's closed below it, she jumps up to it, finds resistance, not support. Again here, resistance, resistance. Now we're going to jump up to it again. What do you think we're going to find? I bet you dollars to donuts I get short when we get up there. If we get up there and if I get a good quality signal, I will be short. If you've not been to our free website at perfectstockalert.com, it's right there. It's 100% free, and all we ask in return, please refer a friend, aka share our videos online. Also, those charts I mentioned at the start of this video, the DAX as well as the MIB for Italy, those charts are kept on our free website along with all these others, updated every single night, including the stop loss limits and so forth and so on. So check them out there if you like. God bless, take care, enjoy your evening, and I'll see you all tomorrow for the big video that I do every single week on Friday, where I cover every single chart, let you know everything that I know moving into the week ahead. Please take a moment to review our disclaimer. The information provided herein is our opinion only. Under no circumstances do any statements here represent a recommendation to buy or sell securities or make any kind of an investment. You are responsible for your own due diligence. To summarize, we do not provide investment advice, nor do we make any claims or promises that any information here will lead to a profit, loss, or any other result. These videos are for educational purposes only.